Welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing something a little different for this deep dive.
No.
Yeah, so I've been collecting these, sayings and proverbs, like worldly wisdoms, trying to sum up life and, success, what it means to be human. But honestly, some of them are pretty, blunt,
Yeah.
even harsh,
Right.
But that's what I find so interesting about them. It's like they're not trying to sugarcoat anything, they're just like, boom, here's the truth.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I thought it would be great to have you on, to help us kind of unravel
Sure.
what these unconventional sayings are really getting at.
Yeah. I'd love to.
One that really got me thinking was from this film, The Continent.
Okay.
And the line is, I've heard a lot of great advice growing up, but I still can't seem to live my life well.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so relatable.
It is.
And it kind of cuts to the heart of why these so-called universal truths aren't always so universal.
Right.
What works for one person.
Yeah.
Their path to living well might be completely different for someone else.
It's true. It's like we're all given this puzzle to solve, but we have different pieces,
Yeah.
different starting points.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that advice that's supposed to be helpful just doesn't fit our puzzle.
Right.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it highlights the need for self-awareness, I think.
Yes.
Really understanding our own strengths and weaknesses and even our values to
Absolutely.
determine what living well even means for us as individuals.
It makes me think of another one. If you're not embarrassed, then the embarrassed one is someone else.
I like that.
It's almost like a confidence booster.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, just go for it, even if other people think it's foolish.
There's a real boldness to that statement, isn't there?
Yeah.
A rejection of societal pressure to conform.
Yeah.
Just imagine the freedom that comes from not letting others' opinions dictate your actions.
And think about this. The people laughing at your ambition might be the ones feeling awkward when you actually achieve it.
Oh, for sure.
Turns the tables, right?
Definitely. Success has a way of silencing the critics.
Okay, so we're talking about confidence, forging your own path.
Yeah.
But this next one takes a more direct approach. Don't be afraid to refuse others. Those who are comfortable making things difficult for you are not good people.
Whoa.
That's a wake-up call, right?
It is.
About setting boundaries.
It's about recognizing those who take advantage of your kindness,
Yeah.
and having the strength to say no to protect your well-being.
It's so true because, let's face it, some people will push those boundaries, guilt trip you into doing things you really don't want to do.
Absolutely. This saying reminds us that, saying no isn't selfish.
Right.
It's an act of self-preservation. You're allowed to prioritize your time and energy.
Now, here's one that uses a really interesting analogy. An iron hoe can be sharpened into a needle, but a wooden hoe can only be sharpened into a toothpick.
Oh, I love that. Right.
I love that one.
It's so visual.
It really speaks to recognizing your inherent potential and then aligning your efforts with your strengths.
Yeah.
You can put a lot of effort into sharpening a wooden hoe, but its inherent limitations will always hold you back
Exactly.
from achieving that precision of a needle.
It's about knowing yourself, right?
Yeah.
Recognizing those iron hoe talents and then choosing the right path that allows you to sharpen those skills to their fullest potential.
Precisely. It's about, maximizing your strengths and choosing goals that align with your natural abilities.
Now let's talk about a topic that comes up a lot in this collection: money.
Okay.
This one hits hard. Money isn't everything, but without money, everything is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it?
It is. It's a stark reminder of the practical realities of life,
Right.
We all know money can't buy happiness, but it does provide a level of security and freedom to pursue other
Yeah.
meaningful things. It's like a foundation.
Yeah.
You might not build your whole life on it,
Yeah.
but without that foundation, everything else becomes unstable.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between financial stability and pursuing those things that bring genuine fulfillment.
And this next one brings up another basic need, but in a way that's a little provocative. The difference between you and a stray dog is just a house of your own.
Wow.
Harsh, but
Harsh, but true.
it emphasizes that fundamental human need, right?
Yeah.
For shelter and security. A house is more than just four walls and a roof.
It's a sanctuary.
It is.
It's a symbol of stability, a place to truly feel at home.
And without that sense of security, even material possessions lose their meaning. And it reminds me of another one from the collection. Even if you have everything, it's meaningless without a healthy body.
It's so true.
Both of these are highlighting like the foundational importance of basic needs,
Yeah.
shelter and health, that often get overlooked when we're striving for more.
Mm-hmm.
Without them, everything else can feel empty.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that our well-being,
Yeah.
both physical and mental, is the bedrock of a fulfilling life.
Okay, let's venture into the realm of relationships.
Right.
There's one saying that really hits a nerve.
Yeah.
The most thorough way to destroy family and friendship is to borrow money.
Ooh, that's a harsh truth.
It is, isn't it? It highlights how money can so easily become a source of tension and conflict,
Yeah.
especially within those close relationships where emotions run high.
Exactly.
It's like that old saying about never lending money you can't afford to lose,
Right.
especially to loved ones.
Yeah.
Because if things go sour,
Yeah.
the damage to the relationship can be irreparable.
It can be. The saying really underscores the need for clear boundaries and an open communication about finances,
Yeah.
even with family and close friends.
Absolutely.
It's about protecting both the relationship
Yeah.
and everyone's financial well-being.
It's interesting how this collection acknowledges the practical side of relationships, not just the emotional. Another one that struck me is some people love you, and some people are here to teach you a lesson.
It's interesting, yeah.
It's like an invitation to reframe those challenging relationships.
Yeah,
Like, not everyone is meant to stay in our lives forever.
right.
Some relationships, even the difficult ones, serve as opportunities for growth.
For sure.
So instead of seeing those people as just sources of pain,
Yeah.
we can view them as teachers,
Right.
helping us learn about boundaries, resilience, and choosing the right people to keep in our circle.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that even negative experiences
Yes.
can contribute to our personal development.
Speaking of growth, there's one that resonated with me on a personal level. It doesn't matter if you fall, you can get up and cry again.
I like that.
This one speaks to the power of resilience, right?
Yeah.
It acknowledges that setbacks are inevitable, but it's our ability to pick ourselves up
Yeah.
and keep moving forward that defines us.
Exactly.
It's like saying it's okay to feel those emotions,
Yeah.
to cry, to grieve, but don't let them hold you back.
Right.
It's about processing those feelings
Yeah.
and then using them as fuel to keep going.
Exactly. It's a reminder that true strength isn't about avoiding failure,
Right.
but about how we respond to it.
This collection is not afraid to use humor to make a point,
Yeah.
even if it's a bit crude. Like this one, if you succeed, even your farts smell good. If you fail, even the most reasonable things are considered farting.
That's a good one.
It's as blunt, right?
It is, but it's true.
But it highlights how societal perceptions shift based on success.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that external validation can be fickle,
For sure.
and that defining our own measures of success is crucial. It's like success gets a free pass while failure gets scrutinized, even if the actions are the same.
It really underscores the importance of staying true to our own values
Yeah.
and not being swayed solely by how the world perceives us.
Here's one that's all about individuality. Don't yearn for everyone to understand you. If everyone understands you, how ordinary you must be.
I like that.
It's a celebration of what makes us unique.
Yeah.
It's like urging us to embrace those qualities that make us stand out, even if they're not always understood. It's like conformity might feel safe, but it can also be stifling.
Right.
True self-expression requires a willingness to be different, even if it means not fitting in with the crowd.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that our differences are what make us interesting and valuable, and ultimately ourselves.
This collection also emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. This one really captures that. Live happily while you're alive, because we'll be dead for a long time.
It's so true.
It's a call to savor the present moment, right?
Yeah.
To let go of unnecessary worry
Yeah.
and find joy in the everyday.
It's like saying, stop dwelling on the past.
Right.
Stop fretting about the future.
Yes.
And just be present in this moment.
And it ties into another recurring theme, the power of a smile.
Oh, yeah.
You have to keep smiling, otherwise all these years of teeth brushing will be in vain.
I love that.
It's so good, right?
It is.
It's a reminder that even a simple act like smiling can have such a ripple effect on our own well-being
Absolutely.
and the energy we bring to those around us.
It's about choosing joy, choosing optimism, even in the face of adversity.
And, sometimes faking it till you make it actually works.
Yeah.
Putting on a smile, even when you don't feel like it,
Yeah.
can actually shift your perspective and make you feel a bit lighter.
It's remarkable how our physical actions can influence our emotions.
Yeah.
Smiling can release endorphins
Oh.
and trigger a more positive state of mind.
It's like a life hack.
Yeah.
A way to trick your brain into feeling happier.
It is, and it costs nothing.
And it can brighten someone else's day. Speaking of facing challenges,
Yeah.
this collection also speaks to the importance of perseverance. There's a proverb that really captures that. 90,000 times of not resigning probably means getting pissed off 10,000 times a day, but still not resigning.
Oh, wow.
It's a vivid image, isn't it?
It is.
We've all had those days
Right, yeah.
where we just want to throw in the towel,
Yes.
but then we dig deep.
Yeah.
We find a way to keep going.
It speaks to that inner grit, that determination to keep pushing forward, even when things are tough.
Yeah.
You know, especially in our work lives,
Yeah.
setbacks and frustrations, they're just part of the journey.
And sometimes that's the true measure of success.
Yeah.
Not about avoiding those challenges,
Right.
but our ability to push through them.
I think it's inspiring in a way.
Yeah,
It's a reminder that we're all capable of more than we think we are.
absolutely. And this collection isn't just about facing challenges.
Right.
It also encourages us to embrace adventure and live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
There's this one that's pretty bold. Life is short, so be bold. What are you afraid of? You're going to die anyway. It's a powerful call to action,
It is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
An invitation to step outside of our comfort zones, to take risks,
Yeah.
to chase those dreams that might feel scary or unattainable.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that life is fleeting and that we shouldn't let fear hold us back
All right.
from experiencing all that it has to offer.
It's like saying, why not? What's the worst that can happen?
And even if we fail, even if we get hurt,
Yeah.
at least we tried.
Yeah.
At least we lived fully.
This collection also dives into some pretty deep questions about human nature and morality.
Okay.
This one really made me think. Good people need to go through 81 hardships to become a Buddha, while bad people only need to put down the butcher knife.
It's an interesting observation
Yeah.
that speaks to, like, the complexities of living a virtuous life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that the path to goodness
Yeah.
can be fraught with challenges,
Right.
while the path to redemption for those who've done wrong can seem much simpler.
It is a bit of a cynical take,
Yeah.
but it does raise questions about the different paths people take
Yeah.
and the varying levels of effort required.
Absolutely. It also highlights the importance of forgiveness
Yeah.
and recognizing that potential for change within everyone.
Yes.
Even those who have committed wrongdoings,
Right.
they have the capacity for redemption.
It's a reminder not to judge others too harshly, because we all have the capacity for both good and bad.
And that redemption is always possible regardless of past actions.
This collection also emphasizes self-reliance and not being overly concerned with the opinions of others.
Okay.
This line puts it bluntly, don't care too much about what others think of you, because not all of them are human.
Whoa.
Harsh, but
Yeah, it is.
it speaks to the reality
Mm.
that not everyone will understand or appreciate us, and that's okay.
Right. We can't please everyone.
Right.
And trying to do so
Yeah.
will only lead to frustration and a loss of authenticity.
It's a reminder to focus on our own internal compass, on living in alignment with our values, rather than seeking validation from external sources.
And to recognize that the only opinion that truly matters is our own.
It's about finding that inner confidence and self-acceptance that allows us to move through the world without being swayed by the judgments of others.
Precisely. Our worth is not defined by what others think of us,
Right.
but by our own sense of self.
I'm noticing a recurring theme about the importance of healthy relationships
Mhm.
and recognizing when it's time to walk away.
Yeah.
Here's a line that says, it's okay to suffer a little with your partner, but suffering a lot. Forget it. It's a reality check, isn't it?
It is.
For those romanticized notions of love conquering all,
Yeah,
it acknowledges that relationships require effort and compromise.
for sure.
But there are limits.
Yeah, it's like saying relationships should enhance our lives,
Yeah.
not drain us completely.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance
Yeah,
between supporting our partners and prioritizing our own well-being.
absolutely. And recognizing that a healthy relationship brings joy, support, and growth
Yes,
to both individuals.
absolutely. It's about shared happiness, not shared suffering. This collection also delves into some pretty existential questions like the nature of reality and the meaning of life.
Okay.
There's one that really struck me. The reason the world exists is because you exist. If you cease to exist, the world ceases to exist for you.
That's a mind-bending concept.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like saying our existence gives the world purpose, and without us, it wouldn't really matter.
It's a philosophical perspective that encourages us to embrace our individual experiences and recognize the power of our own perception in shaping our reality.
It's a reminder that we're not just passive observers in this world, but active creators of our own experiences.
Absolutely, and that each of us creates our own unique world through our thoughts, feelings, and perceptions.
This collection isn't afraid to be a bit cynical about the way society works, especially regarding how people are treated based on their financial status. This one captures that. When you're poor, your background story is worthless. When you're rich, even your gangster past is fascinating.
That's a sharp observation. It's about how wealth and success can often overshadow personal struggles or past mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
It's a reminder to define our own values and not be swayed by the superficial judgments of others.
It's like suddenly everyone wants to hear your rags to riches story, even if those rags were a source of pain and hardship.
It highlights the importance of building a life that's meaningful to you, regardless of what the outside world might think.
Right.
True worth comes from within,
Yeah.
not from material possessions or social standing.
This collection also offers some insightful observations about human nature, particularly when it comes to things like jealousy and envy. This one stood out to me. A beggar won't envy a normal person, but he will envy a beggar who's slightly better off.
That's fascinating.
It is, isn't it?
It is. It's a look at the nature of comparison, you know?
Yeah.
We often compare ourselves to those who are in close proximity to us.
Yeah.
You know, those within our perceived social circle.
It's like we don't resent the billionaires on TV,
Right.
but we might feel a twinge of envy towards our coworker who got a slightly bigger raise.
Exactly. It's a reminder to focus on our own journey,
Yeah.
our own progress, rather than constantly comparing ourselves to others.
And to celebrate our own achievements, no matter how small, recognizing that everyone is on their own unique path.
Absolutely. Comparison can be a thief of joy. It's far more fulfilling to focus on our own growth and celebrate the successes of others.
Okay, here's one that I found particularly thought-provoking. When you were young, laughter was your mood. When you grow up, laughter is your expression.
Wow.
What are your thoughts?
I see that as a commentary on how our relationship with joy and laughter can evolve as we age. As children, laughter is often spontaneous and uninhibited,
Yeah.
a pure expression of delight. But as adults, we face more responsibilities, pressures, and complexities, and our laughter can become more of a social tool, a way to navigate situations or mask our true feelings.
It's like we learn to put on a happy face, even when we're not feeling it inside.
Exactly. It's a reminder to reconnect with that childlike sense of joy and wonder.
Yeah.
Find moments of genuine laughter and lightness,
Right.
even amidst the challenges of adulthood.
To nurture our inner child and allow ourselves to experience those moments of pure, unadulterated joy.
It's about finding that balance between embracing adult responsibilities and holding on to the joy and wonder that make life so rich.
I want to wrap up with one that really made me contemplate the nature of truth. Truth is only in a moment. What does that mean to you?
It's a powerful statement about the fleeting nature of truth and the importance of embracing the present moment.
Yeah.
What might be true in one moment may not be true in the next, you know?
Right.
Circumstances change, perspectives shift, and our understanding of the world evolves.
So it's not about clinging to rigid beliefs
Right.
or absolute truths.
Yeah.
But about being open to new perspectives
Yeah.
and embracing the ever-changing nature of life.
Precisely. It's about being present in each moment, being open to learning and growth, and recognizing that truth is a journey, not a destination.
This deep dive has been a real roller coaster of emotions and insights,
It has.
covering everything from confidence and boundaries
Yeah.
to the complexities of relationships and the meaning of life.
It's been fascinating to unpack these unconventional sayings and discover the wisdom hidden within them.
And I feel like we've been given a lot to think about, a lot to chew on.
Absolutely. It's an invitation to reflect on our own experiences and see how these proverbs might apply to our own lives.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes those are the people that help us see things that we wouldn't have seen otherwise.
exactly.
They can kind of hold up a mirror to us and
Right.
show us our blind spots.
And it doesn't mean we have to keep them in our lives.
No,
It's just about recognizing, it's about recognizing the lesson.
the lesson and moving on.
Yeah, and choosing who we want to surround ourselves with.
Okay, here's another one that I found quite striking. When a man is alive, he seeks to outdo others. After he's dead, he seeks to outdo ghosts.
It's an interesting take on that sort of relentless pursuit of, like, achievement and status.
Yeah, it's almost like that competitive spirit never really dies.
Right. Even in death, we're still comparing ourselves, still trying to prove our worth.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It makes you wonder what really matters in the end.
Like, when is enough enough?
Yeah, when do we finally let go of that need to be better than everyone else?
This collection also touches on the power of words and the impact they can have on others. It's not always positive, as this one suggests. A single sentence can build a golden bridge. A single sentence can also kill a hero.
It's a reminder that words have immense power.
Yeah.
They can inspire, uplift, and create connections, but they can also destroy, wound, and tear down.
It's like that double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about being mindful of what we say and how we say it.
Absolutely. Recognizing that our words have consequences.
And sometimes those consequences can be far-reaching.
It's a call for empathy and thoughtfulness in our communication, wouldn't you say?
For sure. Now, this next one is a bit of a head-scratcher. When a person reaches 40, he should have a face that pleases the heavens.
It's a very specific age, isn't it?
It is.
I think it speaks to the idea that by the time we reach a certain point in life, our experiences, both good and bad, should be reflected in our countenance.
It's almost like saying our face should tell a story.
Yeah, a story of wisdom, resilience, and perhaps even a bit of hard-won contentment.
Like that we've earned our wrinkles and laugh lines.
Exactly. It's a reminder that aging is a natural process.
Right.
And one that can bring a certain beauty and gravitas.
As long as we've lived a life that's been true to ourselves, right?
Yeah, a life that's been filled with purpose and meaning.
Okay, here's one that's a bit more lighthearted. Even if you have a lot of worries, you'll still be hungry at mealtimes.
I like that one.
It's a reminder that even in the midst of chaos and stress,
Yeah.
our basic needs still persist.
Right, like no matter how much is going on in our heads,
Right.
our bodies still need nourishment.
Yeah, it's a call to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Even when it feels like the world is falling apart.
Absolutely, to find those moments of respite and nourishment even amid the chaos.
Because, you can't solve problems on an empty stomach.
Exactly. And sometimes a good meal can give us the energy and clarity we need to tackle those challenges.
This collection isn't afraid to delve into some darker aspects of human nature, like greed and materialism.
Yeah.
One saying that highlights this is, don't take advantage of honest people. Their hearts are too pure.
It's a cautionary tale
Yeah.
about the dangers of exploiting kindness and naivete.
It suggests that there are people out there
Mm-hmm.
who prey on those who are trusting and good-hearted. It's a reminder to be discerning, to protect ourselves,
Absolutely.
and to recognize that not everyone has our best interest at heart.
It's also a call to cultivate our own integrity and to treat others with respect and fairness.
Because in the end, our actions define who we are.
Yeah, and how we want to be remembered.
Okay, this one's a bit more philosophical. The difference between a human and an animal is that humans know they are going to die.
That's a deep one.
Well, it is, isn't it? It suggests that our awareness of our own mortality
Yeah.
is what sets us apart from other creatures.
Right. It shapes our understanding of the world
Yeah.
and influences our choices and actions.
Like knowing that our time is limited
Yeah.
gives life a certain urgency and preciousness.
Absolutely. It can motivate us to make the most of our time,
Right, to pursue our passions, to connect with loved ones.
to leave a positive mark on the world.
Because we know that our time here is finite.
It's a reminder to live with intention and purpose.
This collection also delves into the complexities of relationships, particularly within families. One saying that struck me is, a daughter is a debt you owe to someone else.
It's a provocative statement, isn't it?
It is.
It challenges traditional notions of family and the role of women.
Yeah, it suggests that a daughter is not solely her parents' possession,
Right.
but that she will eventually belong to another family.
Yeah, it's a reminder that family ties are complex.
Right.
And that our relationships with our children are constantly evolving.
And that ultimately our children are individuals
Yeah.
who will forge their own paths in life.
It's about respecting their autonomy and supporting their choices, even if those choices lead them away from us.
Now here's one that's a bit more pragmatic. Don't argue with fools. People might not be able to tell the difference.
Oh, I love that one.
It's a bit snarky.
Yeah.
But it also highlights the futility of engaging in pointless arguments.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's best to simply walk away
Yeah.
and preserve your energy for more meaningful interactions.
It's about recognizing when a conversation is going nowhere
Yeah.
and choosing to disengage rather than waste time and energy.
It's a reminder that we don't have to prove ourselves to everyone,
Exactly.
and that sometimes silence is the best response.
This collection also emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and personal growth. One saying that captures this is, a person who doesn't introspect is like a monkey that's forgotten how to climb trees.
It's a vivid image, isn't it?
It is.
It suggests that without introspection, we lose touch with our true nature
Yeah.
and our ability to navigate the world effectively.
It's like we forget our inherent skills.
Right, and we become lost and disoriented.
It's a reminder to take time for self-reflection,
Yeah.
to examine our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions,
Absolutely, to understand our motivations and our patterns.
so that we can continue to grow and evolve as individuals.
Because without self-awareness, we're just going through the motions.
Yeah, without really understanding why we do the things we do.
And where those actions might be leading us.
This collection also doesn't shy away from discussing the realities of aging and the passage of time. One saying that speaks to this is, time is a butcher's knife, and we are all pieces of meat on his chopping block.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
It's quite stark.
It really drives home the relentless nature of time.
Yeah.
And the fact that none of us can escape its effects.
It's a reminder that our time here is precious,
Right.
and that we should make the most of every moment.
Yeah, it's a call to live fully, to embrace each day,
Right.
and to appreciate the beauty and fragility of life.
Because time waits for no one.
And it's constantly moving forward, whether we're ready or not.
This collection also offers some insightful observations about the nature of happiness and contentment. One saying that resonated with me is, happiness doesn't depend on how much you have, but on how little you desire.
It's about finding contentment within ourselves,
Yeah.
rather than constantly chasing external validation or material possessions.
Because true happiness comes from within.
Yeah, it's about appreciating what we have.
Right. And focusing on the things that truly matter, like our relationships, our health, and our personal growth.
It's a reminder that happiness is a state of mind,
Yes.
not a destination.
And that we have the power to choose joy, regardless of our circumstances.
This collection isn't afraid to challenge conventional wisdom, as this next saying demonstrates. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
It's a bit of a paradox, isn't it?
It is.
Because we often think of luck as something that's outside of our control.
Right, like it's just random chance.
Yeah. But this saying suggests that
Yeah.
the more effort we put in, the more opportunities we create for ourselves.
And those opportunities can often be perceived as luck.
It's about taking action, putting ourselves out there, and being open to possibilities. Because the more we do, the more likely we are to stumble upon those serendipitous moments that we might attribute to luck. I'm also noticing a recurring theme about the importance of resilience and the ability to bounce back from setbacks. This one sums it up nicely. Life is like a boxing match. You might get knocked down, but it's how quickly you get back up that counts.
It's about that fighting spirit, isn't it?
It is.
That refusal to give up, even when things get tough.
It's acknowledging that we're all going to face challenges, obstacles, and even failures. But it's our ability to learn from those experiences, to pick ourselves up, and to keep moving forward.
That ultimately determines our success.
Okay, here's one that I found particularly intriguing. In good times, don't forget the hard times. In hard times, don't forget the good times.
It's a reminder to stay grounded, to appreciate the highs and lows of life.
Because both are impermanent. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like saying don't get too caught up in the good times.
Right.
Because things can change.
Yeah.
And don't despair during the hard times.
Yeah.
Because they won't last forever either.
It's about finding that balance between gratitude and resilience.
And recognizing that life is a constant cycle of ups and downs.
It's about embracing the journey with all its twists and turns.
This collection also challenges us to think differently about success and failure. One saying that captures this is, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game.
It's about focusing on the process.
Yeah.
Rather than just the outcome.
Because sometimes, even in losing, we can learn valuable lessons.
Yeah, we can gain experience and grow as individuals.
It's about giving our best effort, staying true to our values, and approaching life with integrity and sportsmanship.
Because ultimately, those qualities are what truly matter.
Now, this next one is a bit more provocative. Don't worry if people don't recognize your talents.
Yeah.
Worry if you don't recognize theirs.
It's a reminder to focus on our own growth and development, rather than seeking validation from others.
It's about being humble,
Yeah.
recognizing that we can always learn from those around us.
It's a call to be observant,
Yeah.
to appreciate the unique talents and perspectives of others, because everyone has something valuable to offer.
Right.
And by being open to learning from others, we can expand our own horizons and enrich our lives.
This collection also emphasizes the importance of compassion and understanding in our interactions with others. One saying that highlights this is, don't judge someone until you've walked a mile in their shoes.
It's a classic reminder to practice empathy,
Yeah.
to try to see the world from another person's perspective.
Because we can't truly understand someone's experiences
Right.
until we've been in their situation. It's a call to reserve judgment,
Yeah.
to be kind and compassionate,
Absolutely. And to recognize that everyone is fighting their own battles.
and that sometimes the people who seem the most difficult
Yeah.
are the ones who need our understanding the most. I'm also sensing a theme about the importance of taking responsibility for our own lives. This one sums it up nicely. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails.
It's a powerful metaphor, isn't it?
Yep.
It suggests that while we may not be able to control everything that happens to us,
Right.
we can choose how we respond.
Yeah, we can adapt and adjust our course.
It's about taking ownership of our lives.
Right.
And finding ways to navigate challenges and create opportunities. Because even in the face of adversity, we have choices.
Right.
And those choices can shape our destiny.
Now, here's one that I found particularly relevant in today's world. Even a small act of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to make a positive impact,
Yeah.
no matter how small our actions may seem.
It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of humanity
Yeah.
and understanding that even a simple gesture of kindness
Yeah.
can ripple outwards and create positive change.
It's a call to be mindful of our interactions with others
Right.
and to look for opportunities to brighten someone's day. Because even a smile,
Yeah.
a kind word, or a
It
helping
can
hand,
make all the difference in the world.
especially in a world that often feels divided and disconnected.
This collection also encourages us to embrace change and to be open to new experiences. One saying that captures this is, the only constant in life is change.
It's a fundamental truth.
Yeah.
It's about accepting that life is a journey
Right.
and that everything is in flux.
It's about letting go of our attachment to the familiar
Yeah.
and being open to the unknown.
Because change is inevitable.
Right.
And it's often through those changes
Yeah.
that we experience the greatest growth and transformation. So rather than resisting change,
Yeah.
we can learn to embrace it
Right.
and see it as an opportunity for adventure and discovery.
This collection also touches on the importance of forgiveness, both for ourselves and others. One thing that highlights this is to err is human, to forgive divine.
It's a reminder that we're all imperfect
Yeah.
and that we're all going to make mistakes.
It's about extending grace and compassion to ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and to others.
Because holding on to anger and resentment
Mm.
only hurts us in the end.
It's about letting go of the past and choosing to move forward with love and forgiveness.
It's a powerful act of healing
Right.
that can free us from the burdens of the past.
Okay, here's one that's a bit more humorous. If you want to know what people really think of you, pretend to be dead.
Oh, that's a good one.
A bit morbid.
Yeah.
But it also highlights the fact that people are often more honest when they think there are no consequences.
Right. Like they feel free to speak their minds
Yeah.
without fear of reprisal.
It's a reminder that we can't always take what people say at face value,
Yeah.
especially when they have something to gain or lose.
It's about discerning between genuine feedback and flattery or manipulation.
And perhaps it's also a reminder not to take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, to have a sense of humor about the absurdity of life.
This collection also delves into the complexities of human motivation. One saying that struck me is, people don't change, they just reveal who they really are.
That's an interesting perspective.
It is, isn't it?
It suggests that our true nature is always present, but it's often masked by social conventions or personal agendas.
It's like our actions eventually reveal our true intentions.
Yeah, and that sometimes it takes time for those intentions to become clear.
It's a reminder to pay attention to people's behavior rather than just their words.
Because actions speak louder than words.
Now, here's one that I found particularly poignant. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
It's a powerful message of resilience.
Yeah.
It's about embracing our imperfections
Right.
and recognizing that setbacks are an inevitable part of life.
It's about having the courage to pick ourselves up,
Yeah.
to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward.
It's about recognizing that true strength lies not in avoiding failure,
Right.
but in our ability to overcome it.
This collection also challenges us to think differently about the concept of time. One saying that captures this is, the past is history, the future is a mystery, but the present is a gift.
It's a reminder to focus on the here and now, to savor each moment, because the past is gone.
Right.
And the future is uncertain. But the present is all we truly have.
It's about appreciating the beauty and the wonder of this moment and letting go of regrets and worries.
Yeah, it's about living fully in the present moment.
This collection also touches on the importance of gratitude. One saying that highlights this is, be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough.
It's about shifting our perspective from scarcity to abundance.
Yeah, it's about recognizing the blessings in our lives and appreciating what we already have.
Because when we focus on what we lack,
Right.
we create a sense of dissatisfaction and emptiness. But when we cultivate gratitude, we open ourselves up to receiving more good things. It's about recognizing that true wealth lies not in what we possess, but in our attitude of appreciation and thankfulness.
Okay, here's one that I found particularly insightful. People who are good at making excuses are seldom good at anything else.
It's a reminder to take responsibility for our actions and to avoid making excuses for our shortcomings.
It's about being accountable and striving for excellence.
Because excuses hold us back.
Right.
They prevent us from learning and growing. It's about owning our mistakes and using them as opportunities for improvement. Because true success comes from taking responsibility and striving to be our best selves.
This collection also challenges us to think differently about the concept of fairness. One saying that captures this is, life is not fair, get used to it.
It's a blunt statement.
It is.
But it's also a reality check.
Right. It's acknowledging that things don't always go our way.
Yeah.
That sometimes bad things happen to good people.
And that the world doesn't always operate according to our sense of justice.
It's about accepting the imperfections of life.
Yeah.
And finding ways to adapt and thrive despite those imperfections.
It's about recognizing that we can't control everything.
Right.
But we can control our responses. And that sometimes the best way to deal with unfairness is to simply move on.
This collection also offers some insightful observations about the nature of human relationships. One saying that stood out to me is, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
It's a reminder that not all relationships are meant to last forever.
Yeah.
Some people come into our lives to teach us a lesson, to support us through a difficult time, or to share a particular journey with us.
It's about recognizing the value of each relationship.
Yeah.
And appreciating the unique role that each person plays in our lives.
It's about letting go of attachments when the time is right. And cherishing those relationships that are meant to last a lifetime.
Okay, here's one that's a bit more lighthearted. If you lend someone $20 and never see that person again, it was probably worth it.
Oh, I like that one.
It's a humorous take on the complexities of lending money.
Yeah, it's acknowledging that sometimes it's better to simply write off a small debt than to damage a relationship or cause unnecessary stress.
It's about choosing our battles.
Right.
And recognizing that sometimes peace of mind is more valuable than a few dollars.
It's a reminder not to sweat the small stuff.
Right.
And to focus on the things that truly matter.
Now, this next one's a bit more thought-provoking. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
It's a simple statement, but it speaks volumes about the importance of honesty.
Yeah.
It suggests that truth is liberating,
Right.
while lies create a burden of remembering and concealing.
It's about living with integrity, being true to ourselves and to others.
It's about recognizing that honesty, even when it's difficult, is always the best policy.
This collection also challenges us to think differently about the concept of success. One saying that captures this is, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
It's about perseverance.
Yeah.
It's about not giving up, even when we face setbacks.
It's recognizing that both success and failure are part of the journey.
Yeah, and that it's our ability to keep going,
Right.
to learn from our experiences, and to keep striving for our goals.
That ultimately defines our character.
And that makes us stronger and more resilient.
Now, here's one that I found particularly inspiring. The best way to predict the future is to create it.
It's a call to action.
It is, isn't it?
It's about taking ownership of our lives
Yeah.
and shaping our own destiny.
It's about setting goals,
Mm-hmm.
making plans,
Yeah.
and taking steps to bring our vision to reality.
It's about recognizing that we're not just passive observers,
Right?
but active creators of our own lives.
This collection also delves into the importance of self-care. One saying that highlights this is, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live.
It's a reminder to prioritize our physical and mental health,
Yeah.
to nourish our bodies, to get enough rest, to manage stress, and to engage in activities that bring us joy and well-being.
Because without our health,
Yeah.
everything else suffers.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that our bodies are our temples
Right.
and that we need to treat them with care and respect.
Okay, here's one that's a bit more philosophical. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away.
It's about recognizing our unique talents and abilities and using them to make a positive impact on the world.
It's about sharing our gifts
Yeah.
with others.
And contributing to something larger than ourselves.
It's about finding our purpose
Mm-hmm.
and living a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling.
It's a reminder that we're all here for a reason
Yeah.
and that our lives have the potential to make a difference.
Now, this next one is a bit more pragmatic. Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today.
It's a classic reminder to avoid procrastination,
Yeah.
to take action, and to make the most of each day.
It's about overcoming inertia
Yeah.
and seizing opportunities.
Because tomorrow is never guaranteed,
Right.
and we may regret the things we didn't do more than the things we did.
I'm also sensing a theme about the importance of letting go of the past.
Yeah.
One saying that captures this is, you can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one.
It's about moving forward.
Yeah.
It's about releasing the past
Right.
and embracing the present.
It's about recognizing that we can't change what's already happened,
Yeah.
but we can choose how we move forward.
It's about learning from our experiences,
Mm.
but not dwelling on them. It's about creating a new story for ourselves, one that is filled with hope and possibility.
This collection also challenges us to think differently about the concept of happiness. One saying that captures this is, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions.
It's about taking responsibility for our own happiness.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we have the power to create joy in our lives.
It's about choosing to focus on the positive,
Mm-hmm.
cultivating gratitude,
Yeah.
and engaging in activities that bring us meaning and fulfillment.
It's about understanding that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, and that it's something we create through our choices and actions.
Now, here's one that I found particularly empowering. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be.
It's about self-determination.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose our own path.
It's about taking ownership of our lives
Yeah.
and shaping our own destiny.
It's about believing in our potential
Right.
and making choices that align with our values and aspirations. Because we're not limited by our path
Yeah.
or by the expectations of others. We have the power to create the life we want.
This collection also delves into the importance of authenticity. One saying that highlights this is, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken.
It's a reminder to embrace our individuality,
Yeah.
to celebrate our unique qualities, and to express ourselves authentically.
It's about letting go of the need to conform
Yeah.
or to please others.
And to shine our own light.
Because there's only one you,
Yeah.
and the world needs your unique perspective and contribution.
It's about recognizing that our differences are what make us special.
Right.
And that by being ourselves, we bring something valuable to the world.
I'm also noticing a theme about the importance of living a life of purpose. One saying that captures this is, the purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well.
It's about making a contribution.
Yeah.
It's about leaving the world a better place than we found it. It's about living with integrity,
Right.
compassion, and kindness.
Mhm.
It's about making a difference in the lives of others
Yeah.
and leaving a positive legacy.
This collection also challenges us to think differently about the concept of failure.
Yeah.
One saying that captures this is, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
It's about reframing failure
Yeah.
as a necessary part of the learning process.
It's about seeing setbacks as opportunities for growth
Yeah.
and experimentation.
Yeah.
It's about not giving up,
Right.
but rather using our failures as stepping stones to success.
It's about having the courage to try new things, to experiment, and to learn from our mistakes. Because true innovation often comes from embracing failure.
Now, here's one that I found particularly heartwarming. The best things in life are free.
It's a reminder to appreciate the simple things.
Yeah.
The things that money can't buy. Like love, laughter, friendship, nature, and connection.
It's about finding joy in the everyday moments
Yeah.
and appreciating the abundance of beauty and goodness that surrounds us.
It's about recognizing that true wealth lies not in material possessions,
Right.
but in the richness of our experiences and relationships.
This collection also encourages us to live with intention and purpose. One saying that captures this is, life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself.
It's about taking ownership of our lives
Yeah.
and shaping our own destiny.
It's about making conscious choices
Yeah.
that align with our values and aspirations.
Yeah.
It's about,
Yeah, and it's about recognizing that we're always a work in progress.
right, always evolving.
Exactly.
This deep dive has been quite a journey.
It has.
From confidence and boundaries to the complexities of relationships and even the meaning of life, all packed into these unconventional sayings and proverbs.
It's amazing how much wisdom can be found in these, seemingly simple statements.
And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive.
Well, this has been a fascinating conversation.
It really has. Thank you so much for joining me and helping us unpack all of this.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into these worldly wisdoms. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into those unconventional corners of wisdom.